it'll be open again. If you didn't get it by then, you know, it's open. And people over in Indiana, they come over here on Sunday and they buy their alcohol. You know, there are a lot of places. So we're very liberal. We're very liberal, but I think that West Louisville just has some issues, you know, and there are a lot of things that we can do to better our community and take control of our community. They don't have to do with alcohol at all. You know what I mean? Because we could stop the littering. You know, it shows you don't have pride in where you live if you throw your junk in the alley, you know, for somebody else to pick up, or you throw your litter and your cup out the window for somebody else to have to pick up. You know, there are just different things that I think we can do to make our community better. But I'm wondering about the perception that it sends the rest of the community. Right. That, oh, we can go down there and do whatever we want and take our money back to our communities. You know, people are all upset right now about all the Family Dollar stores that are just popping up everywhere. You know, they're almost, you can go outside and yell to the next one and people will be able to hear, you know what I mean? Because it's...
And they're selling alcohol in those too, right?
Well, the Dollar Generals are, and that was another thing we was trying to stop, because we know once one gets them, then the other one wants them. It's like, well, why should they have a 4 a.m.? Or why should they be able to sell alcohol and we're not? And that was part of Judge Habron's decision, was you couldn't discriminate between grocery stores and convenience stores and liquor stores.
Right.
So that's still maybe under appeal, but right where you buy your little candy bars and things, you know, the kids can go in the convenience stores and the Dollar General stores. They can go in there and get their
Get a half pint.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. But before we do, what I want to on the other side, I want to get Councilwoman Bryant's thoughts on. I want to get your thoughts on what is this? Some people say this is a bill. This is like an anti-bill. You know, like they say the Republicans are the party of no, right? Is there, and I think I get a better picture of your purpose, but I want to make sure that I get it, and I'll get to it on the other side. But I want to pose a question before we go to the break. As far as other businesses that you say would be a good substitute besides liquor stores, are there any? Is there anything on the agenda or any bill proposals that are coming forward as far as to accelerate or to invigorate any type of entrepreneurship or empowerment zones or anything like that for residents in West Louisville that could put them to work, and also for individuals that want to have a business to open up a business and have a community that it's prone to, you know, have people sitting outside and eating under an umbrella on Saturday or Sunday. So I want you to think about that before we go to the break, and we'll be right back after these messages. Let's talk it over.
Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was quick.
It's rolling.
We'll start talking. What time do you have to go?
Well, I'll hang around. I mean, I'm supposed to take some people to the fair, but I was thinking maybe 11:45.
Okay, that's cool.
I was driving down Broadway with my family.
Just let me know what other time.
Okay.
We didn't know what to do, but I called Brandon Lawrence and he knew exactly what to do. He went to work. Brandon Lawrence will get you paid in full.
Hey, Brandon Lawrence will
get you paid in full.
Hey.
You got a question?
Good job. 185.
How
Somebody
much?
text me.
No, on Facebook, because I put the topic on Facebook. By how much has crime decreased in the precincts in District 5 that voted to go dry in 2007,
I
2008?
wish I had those numbers. We should have gotten Colonel Gentry here, because she was part of she's Colonel now. She was Major of beat one down there at the time. So I didn't come with statistics, but we have them. Major Christopher will say the crime is down. Major Christopher, the second division, I had a crime talk meeting Monday night. And we're sitting there like, I said, oh, what is down? We're like, you know, but any crime, you know, we're like,
And we're back. Let's talk it over. We've got Councilwoman Cheri Bryant Hamilton, who is so graciously giving her time today to come on the show, and we appreciate it. And before the break, we talked about anything in the works, any bills or anything on the table that is going to promote business, entrepreneurship, or in West Louisville. Is there anything on the horizon?
Well, let me say this. You remember last year when the mayor set aside $500,000 for West Louisville Land Assembly?
Yes.
Okay, and that money was spent to acquire the property at 30th and Muhammad Ali, used to be the National Tobacco Site.
Right.
So because we figured a lot of the excuses you used to hear was there's no land assembly, there's not enough, available land to attract jobs, employers to West Louisville. So the site got torn down, it got cleared, but trying to entice businesses even to come to those 22 acres there has been a challenge. So the mayor's office and economic growth and innovation has hired a marketing company, New West, Carl Brasley, and Demetrius Franklin.
Is that a local firm? Or?
It is.
Okay.
It used to be More Better, I want to say More Better Blues, but More Better Marketing, I think.
Right.
But I talked with them last week, and they're going out and they're developing a piece trying to entice businesses to come. There are incentives. We just got the Shawnee, Portland just got or had $2 million for neighborhood stabilization and revitalization, and
Right.
a portion of that money was set aside for economic development.
That's in your district,
That's
right?
also District 5.
Right.
Shawnee is getting its portion of the money now, and the community helped write the plan, set the priorities. And so we're dealing with housing and vacant housing and rehabbing housing, but a portion of that money is set aside for economic development, for job training, and for incentives for people to locate in District 5 in the Shawnee neighborhood. Now, it has not been approved by HUD yet, our plan, so we haven't rolled it out yet.
Right.
But people recognize that we have a lot of vacant storefronts, we have a lot of vacant buildings, that used to thrive in the community, but the economy's been so bad and businesses have shut down all over the community. But we want to repurpose some of these facilities, and right there at 34th and Broadway, when the Walgreens went in, there's now a Jamaican restaurant, Rooftop Grill.
Right, I saw that.
So and I went in there, and you can sit down. It's nice. It's like, oh, we got a sit-down restaurant. You get excited, But the socioeconomic condition of the community really needs to change, and I think getting more liquor stores and more Family Dollars is just not what we need at this point.
And that brings me to another question. You're from a prominent family in West Louisville. And you got a rich history in Louisville, period. And you live in the same house that your parents.
No, I'm down the street.
Oh, down the street. Okay, right down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Not too far from your childhood home.
Mm-hmm.
What is there anything in the plans that you were talking about as far as the incentives, empowerment stuff to attract? Because you said socioeconomic. Is there anything to attract individuals outside, African Americans in particular, professionals outside of West Louisville, to come back and to give back and reinvest or invest?
Well,
the ones that have left.
Well, that would be a question I'd like to reverse on you and ask you, because we're wondering what would it take for people to come back? What do they want to see? Why did they leave? Where's the disconnect? Because we live there and we know we have the parks and the streets and the trees and the people,
Sure.
and the events going on. But a lot of times people see what they hear on the news and they have a perception that is different. So we're wondering, what is people who have left, what is their perception? What's their general impression? And what can we do to change that?
Right. Well, just from my perspective, we go down to, say for instance, I've got a family, and I've been, and I know, because I get your email, And you're very good at getting information out. I know you have the movie days frequently. You got meetings and people are, you know, always involved, and I see you a lot. But as far as say social, say, you know, beyond the day-to-day going to work on the weekend or even at lunchtime, there's nothing to there's no, like you mentioned before, no sit-down restaurants. There's nothing to that's attractive as far as what, because I think everybody wants the same thing. You know, you want to be safe, you want to have a friendly environment, and you want to be able to walk up and down a block, and they say like WLOU or Frankfurt Avenue or something like that. And I think it's enough African American professionals and middle class individuals, hardworking individuals, that deserve that. And it doesn't seem, and the friends that I talk to, people that I know that live in Russell, Chickasaw, Shawnee, you know, they're always constantly going outside of their neighborhood. I mean, the parks are beautiful, but other than that, you got to go outside of your neighborhood for entertainment.
Yes, true.
And is there anything on the horizon for that? Is anybody making any proposals for
Well,
that?
especially in West Louisville, it's been basically in my district a residential neighborhood. You know, there weren't ever a lot of businesses, you know, but we've always had to go out to Dixie Highway, across the river, things like that. Just, I'm hoping that this New West can help with some marketing. You know, that was one of the things the mayor said when he came in office, was that he wanted to attract business to West Louisville. You know, I guess trying to get some of his business buddies. You know, but I'm looking at Blanken Baker Lane and the gyms out there, and people with kids can go play basketball, they can learn gymnastics, those kind of places, urban fit, they can come to the West. You know, I see kids turning flips on mattresses in the front yard.
You're saying those businesses can come to the West?
Sure, why not?
Now, would they be able to be sustained? Because, you know, the last census, a lot of residents were lost, and in your district, it was, I think, probably one of the most. Would those businesses be able to be sustainable in the West?
If we're spending our money to go somewhere else to do it, I could see why we couldn't spend our money and stay in the West End and do things.
Yeah.
You know, if it's something attractive.